Do you know how hard it might be to start a business as a freelance audio engineer, music producer, studio owner? I've got some information for you today. Let's discuss. Have you thought about starting a business as a freelance audio engineer, music producer, studio owner, but didn't know where to start? My name is Donnie Baker. I'm the founder of Learn Pro Recording. This is the site that not only shows you how to do a little recording, but more importantly, how to get paid for it. I'm here to mentor and coach you into starting your business in the music world. So I've got a free guide for you today. I want you to go grab it. It's learnprorecording.com/business guide. 100% free. A lot of information in there about starting your legit business, registering your business in your area so that you can take advantage of things like tax savings. That's learnprorecording.com/business guide. So I'm gonna run a little video now. It's got a ton of information in there, but a lot of the information on the video is also in the PDF. So go download the PDF. If you have any questions, comments, or concerns, you can leave a comment below, or you can always email me, info@learnprorecording.com. Again, my name is Donnie B, and I am out of here. Peace. Okay, so today I wanted to talk to you about starting your own business in 2023. One of the first things you need to do, man, is come up with a name for your business. Look, this isn't as easy as it seems, man. Your name must represent you and your brand you're going to be building. So your name means a lot. So make sure that it's going to represent not only you and your brand, but also what you want to do. All right, a quick trick is to check your local state community to see if there are any advantages to being a specific type of business, such as here in California, we have a production sales tax incentive. Okay, this lets a production company or a music company save immediately on sales tax when they buy an item for their business. Computers, musical instruments, recording gear. I'm in the music production business. So I save on sales tax when I buy computers, musical instruments, recording gear, microphones, et cetera, right? The simple reason is that they want to try to keep productions in the state instead of running away to other states that maybe charge fewer taxes. All right, so simply having the words productions or music in the name of your business in California can be an advantage. Names like Billy Joe Productions, Bobby Flavor Music, Sisterhood Productions, these can be an advantage, not necessary, but it can help. Also, check your local area before you finalize your name. But if you just use your given name as your company name, you might be able to keep the same bank account and not have to open a business bank account. I think you should have a separate account for your business. Now, this just makes sense in my world that I'm 20 years into my business, so I've got a little bit extra going on. So if you're just starting out, you might be able to just use your name as your business bank. And it's easy to separate things in one bank. For me, I like to have two different accounts, one for business and one for personal that I can keep them separate. But when it comes time to doing taxes, I put them together anyway, right? Think about your branding and your logo and what it might look like while you're deciding on a name. Maybe ask your family and friends what they think. Maybe come up with 3 different name scenarios and ask a few people in your circle which one they think best represents you and your brand, okay? You don't want to name your business some super unrelated name and that you have to try to explain what it means and why you named it that name. Here's some examples, okay? Sin City Rollers, okay? You have to explain that. That might be like a roller derby team or something. I don't know. It's actually a music production team. Bill's Ford's Players. I don't know what that means. You might have to come up with something for that. Whatever. Scissorless Hardcore Music. Yeah, that kind of shows, it kind of talks music because it's got music in the name. But Downturn Studios. Maybe not a great name for a recording studio because, just the connotation of turning it down. You know what I mean? So maybe check with your friends and family, people in your circle. They're not going to lie to you. They'll tell you the truth. These are just a few, but you get the idea what it means to ensure that your name actually represents who you are, what you do, and your brand, okay? Our main company here at this studio is Open Call Productions. Okay, now under this umbrella, we have others that follow. We have ES Audio Services, which is our recording studio. We have Vintage Soul Records, which is a record label. Almost Famous Music Publishing, which is our music publishing company. Look, we create music. We release music, and that's why we have a label, and that's why we have a publishing company to keep track of all the music that we work on personally here at the studio. We're also a commercial studio. So as the commercial studio, it's ES Audio Services, that kind of thing. You can see how our names follow with what we do, okay? So you can see how our companies fit their names, and it works for us. So spend some time thinking about how you want to brand your company and its name, okay? Be unique, yet functional. It's all about you and what you do. It's important to consider securing your presence on the web in the form of a website or a domain name and your social media presence. Okay, once you come up with the name for your company, it's easy to secure the domain for your company. Hopefully, it's available for you to secure. That's why you might want to come up with more than one name just in case the name that you want is not available as a domain. Okay, it's easy to check. Here's a couple of links that you can check. There's GoDaddy.com. You can also host your website at some of these spots as well. It's a good idea to make sure that the domain is available before you go register your company. You don't want to register a company name and then find out later that the domain is not available. You can look at Wix.com. I use DirectNIC.com. I've been with DirectNIC for a long time. They're actually from my hometown. They're based near in the area that I'm from. So that's kind of why I've just always been at DirectNIC. I have used GoDaddy in the past, and they're fine. They work great. Not a big deal. Okay, most domain registrar companies can also help you host your email. Even though you might already have a Gmail account that works, you still want to get emails from your company, okay? So like I've got info@esaudio.com or support@vintagesoulrecords.com. And these all point to actually my Gmail account, okay? It's really simple to have your domain email forwarded to your Gmail account to keep everything in one place. Okay, I have all my emails from all my companies forwarded to my Gmail. That way, I only have to check one spot for my emails. And talking about that, everybody, please check your emails at least once a day, if not once every hour. If somebody emails you and you don't email back immediately, they may move on to the next client and forget all about you. And then when you do finally get around to emailing them, they may say, "Oh, sorry, thanks for getting back to me. I already found somebody else." All of these things with the emails can be done at your domain registrar. So ask when you do that, right? When you secure your domain, ask them if they can do that. It might cost a little extra. Like I know at DirectNIC, they charge $5 a month so I can forward all my emails to my Gmail, all right? This also helps keep me organized, and I look more professional when I'm communicating via email with a larger company than mine. You want your business to appear larger than you actually are, okay? We can discuss that a little bit more later on in another video. Now that we have come up with a name and you've checked the domain and everything's available, you bought it, okay? You should go ahead and register your domain name. Next, head over to either of these following links to start the paperwork for registering your company as a business in your local area. Signaturefiling.com is the one that I prefer. LegalZoom.com, if you may already have an account at LegalZoom. They're both about the same price. They both do the same thing. They run all the paperwork for you for getting your business registered in your state and your local area, all right? These are the two easiest and most secure sites to help register your business. Before you head over, though, let's check out the difference between an LLC and a sole proprietor doing business as. Here's some differences to help you make a decision easier. You can find a ton more of information on the links above, but here's a quick look. A sole proprietor doing business as. Maybe you're just getting started and you don't require limited liability protection just yet. As a sole proprietor DBA, you're just you. Everything is just you. No partner, no employees. It's just you doing work as you, self-employed, okay? This is the way most of us usually start. It's going to allow you to file as a business when you do taxes, a Schedule C form at the IRS if you want to look that up, okay? Otherwise known as business use tax deductions. Okay, so a limited liability company or a limited liability corporation, LLC. Look, it's really prestigious some of you may think it's very prestigious to have the words LLC, the acronym LLC, after your company name. Not necessarily true, okay? It does limit your liability. And what this means is that if you get sued by a customer or you get sued by a client, they can only attach the business assets, not your personal assets, such as your home and your car, okay? If you get sued as a sole proprietor DBA, they can come after your personal assets because it's all just you doing business as you. Get it? Okay, whichever you choose, you can still have the benefits of filing your taxes as a business, which can and will save you money. Again, we'll talk about this in a later video, probably next month. We're going to talk about taxes starting next month. You can find much more information to help you decide which registration is best for you and your business at LegalZoom.com or SignatureFiling.com, okay? As a sole proprietor, there are some advantages to not being an LLC. One of them is we're talking about tax. We're going to get way more into taxes in the next few months because taxes are going to be coming up, but just touching on it now. As a sole proprietor, you do not have to pay your taxes in advance, thus saving you more money throughout the year to put back into your business to actually make more money, okay? Yet you're still entitled to the same tax savings at the end of the year by being able to file that Schedule C business use tax deduction when you do your taxes. As an LLC, there's annual fees. In California, those annual fees are $800 or more, okay, depending on where you register your business. In California, they're $800. Plus, as a single member LLC, you still have to pay self-employment taxes on the money you make, as well as a sole proprietor. You're self-employed, so you have to pay the self-employment tax, okay? But as a LLC, you have to estimate your tax quarterly and pay that to the IRS. Then at the end of the year, when you file your taxes, if you overpaid in your estimated taxes throughout the year, you get a refund. Really, the biggest advantage to being an LLC is that it protects you in the event of a lawsuit, okay? Although it can be prestigious and tempting to have that LLC after your name, it's really unnecessary if you're just getting started, okay? If you don't own a bunch of assets, if you don't own a home or a car or a boat or an airplane, whatever, property, it's not, you know what, it's not, for me, honestly, for me, I'm a DBA. Okay, I'm not yet an LLC. I haven't found the need to become an LLC. I don't own any property. I don't own a bunch of stuff. My car is really old. I don't really mind if you want to sue me and take my 1995 Jeep. That's totally fine. Okay, but that for me, being a DBA works out great, and so far it's been awesome. You can always move into an LLC later if you start to amass some property and some assets that might be attacked if you do get sued. Okay, you're going to want to set up your social media feeds with your new business name. Okay, the reason's pretty simple. You want to have brand consistency and the presence in all forms of social media for marketing purposes, if nothing else. Social media is a great way to keep up with your marketing and have your followers know who you are and what you're doing all the time. This business is more about who knows you and less about who you know. You want people to know who you are and what you're working on. You might want to check the following. Go ahead and make an account at Facebook with your brand. Go ahead and make an account at Twitter, at Instagram, YouTube, and LinkedIn. All of these should be consistent with the brand name and the logos. You following along with this? And yeah, you should post on Twitter. You should post on Instagram. You might make YouTube videos such as the one you're watching right here. And LinkedIn is a great place to discover other businesses that are similar to yours that you guys can collab and help each other. And LinkedIn, you can reach out to local people in your area that are doing a similar thing that you're doing, and I don't know, maybe get together, have coffee, and talk about the business in your neighborhood. Whatever. Okay, securing your social media names. Again, posting on social media is not marketing. I know some of you are going to argue with me on that, but simply posting on social media is not marketing, okay? It's a great way to reach your audience, yes. Is it marketing that you can count on and you can follow and you can look at you can see where your marketing dollars are being spent, basically, return on investment kind of thing? You can't see that in the social media marketing. But it is a great place to let people know who you are and what you're doing, okay? If you're in the music game as an artist or producer, you have music to share. These are also some great spots to share your music. We're not going to go too deep into that now in this scenario because we're not really talking about that. We will talk about that probably after tax time. We'll talk about marketing and how to grow your audience and things like that, okay? We'll say that for another day. We're not going to go too deep into the logistics of sharing your business on social media. That can be covered in a later module or maybe a monthly workshop at Learn Pro Recording. As a member of the Learn Pro Recording community, you always have access to that when it comes up. Stay tuned. If you're a member, go check it out. There might be already something on there that you can look at, okay? Email list building and maintenance, okay? As a sole proprietor, being an LLC or not, you want to build an email list that is for you, okay? You want a warm list that you can send marketing to. What I mean by a warm list is that these are potential clients. They've asked for your service, okay? Not just some random people that you bought a list from a site that sells email lists, okay? You can buy Facebook ads that target somebody potentially in your market. That's not really a warm list because those people didn't really ask to come and be a part of what you have going on, okay? This is not the best way to grow your email list. The best way to grow your email list is organically having people find you and notice you and come and ask to be on your list, okay? You want to make sure that when you work with a client, you put them on your list. As you meet people, you put them on your list in your niche, in your local area. Put them on your list. Your list is something that you can go to constantly to remind people that you're there and you're available and you do this work, and they may have forgotten that you actually do the work. But you can reach out to your list once a week, once a month, once every other week, whatever, and just remind them that you're there. Finding an email list management system that works for you is the best, okay? There's quite a few. If it's not that big, Google, Gmail can be used, and you can keep all your contacts there with your list. You can create segmented lists. Okay, these people have actually used my services. These people have not, but they've reached out and they asked questions about it. So you have potential clients. You have clients that have already used. You see what I'm saying? So you can reach out to the potential clients that haven't actually used your services yet and let them know about services that you have. You can reach out to clients that actually have used your services and remind them that you may be having a special next month. They may want to know about that. You start getting into 1,000 or more on your list, and you might find issues with Gmail that makes contacting your list a little more difficult. Gmail does have limits on how much you can send out at one time. You could try lists like MailChimp. MailChimp is free, up to, I think, 5,000 clients. Constant Contact, I think Constant Contact has a free version, but they're so inexpensive that it makes sense to go ahead and pay that if it's $9 a month or something. If you start getting a lot of people on your list and you need to automate those emails going out to your list. MailChimp can automate emails out as well as Constant Contact. You have to keep your list. You have to keep your list happy. If you just put somebody on your list and you never reach out to them or never let them know that you're still there, they may unsubscribe and never come back, okay? The pricing structure at MailChimp kind of depends on how many contacts you have. Like I said, I think up to 5,000 contacts, it's free. All right. The free version is going to work great for you while you're starting out. As you grow, you can grow your contact management as well. This is super important to keep up with your contacts regularly. One excellent way to build your list is to ask for emails constantly, either through social media or referrals or simply giving something away for free in exchange for an email. A lot of you that are here today have opted into my list because I gave you a template or I gave you a publication that you actually used to get some information from. In exchange for me giving you that information that you can use for your business or your music building or whatever, you give me your email address. And now that I've got your email address, you're a warm lead and I can basically contact you and let you know what's going on. If I've got something to sell, I can try to sell it to you. If I've got something else that I'm giving away, I can give it away. This is the way that I build my list. This is the way that I keep my list engaged, is I give content away constantly. My list already knows who I am and what I do, so communicating with my list is actually quite easy. Now, cold leads are a little more difficult to sell because they've not asked to be on my list. They may not even care about what I do. They may not even care about what I'm selling or what I'm giving away, okay? Please avoid spending money on lists and ads that are not for you and your brand. It's a waste of money and a waste of time. It might take a little longer to amass a great list, but now that list is more fruitful because they are loyal. These are your people. So definitely build a warm list when you're building your email list. You should still build an email list even if you don't have anything to share with your list just yet. Start putting contacts on your list so that you do have a list to send things to when you do come up with things, okay? Remember last year when Facebook went down for about 6 hours? So many people complained about how they had big plans to interact with their followers on that platform for the day. But of course they couldn't because of the outage. Many people were angry. I mean, I saw a post on Facebook that were just like basically threatening to hurt people at Facebook because they went down. "Oh, I was going to do a whole new launch, and and you made me lose so much money." And well, maybe if you had an email list that you could go to instead of depending on Facebook, instead of depending on YouTube, instead of depending on Instagram, maybe if you had a list that you could go to and go, send a quick email to your list to go, "Hey, I know that Facebook is down, but I'm going to go live on Instagram here in a minute. I'm going to go live on LinkedIn here in a minute. Here's the link. If you guys were really looking forward to seeing me live, come on over to LinkedIn. I'm going to be there. Come on over to YouTube. I'm going to be there." You see where I'm going with this thing? This is why an email list is more important. If you had, just talking about what I was just saying, if you had an email list, you could just email that list really quickly and say, "Hey, since Facebook is down, let's meet on YouTube or LinkedIn." You could have used this whole scenario as a marketing tool to generate sales even. You might have emailed your list and say, "Hey, everybody, since the webinar got canceled today due to the outage at Facebook, let me hook you up with something free to compensate for the loss." Then you can send a quick PDF that you created, took you 10 minutes, right? Maybe something about the subject you were going to teach for the day. You still have your list engaged because you let them know that you're on their side and doing everything you can to ensure that they have everything they need from you to do what they do. Okay? So here's a final thought, man. We can do many things as creators, both content and consumable content, such as music, to keep our loyal customers happy and engaged. We can discuss a marketing plan on another day. That's another game that we have to get good at and use to grow and scale our business to a level that we can sustain, okay? For today, I hope that you got some great information out of this quick training. And let me know if you guys have any questions, comments regarding anything that we discussed today. I'm here for you, man. Reach out to me, info@learnprorecording.com. If you want to, make sure you check out the Learn Pro Recording community. The community is always on. It's always there. It's always available for you to ask questions, and it's super cheap. The membership in the community has so much information in there. The value is pretty much amazing. I mean, it's like pennies compared to what you get. You know what I mean? Go check it out. It's learnprorecording.com/membership. Okay, I appreciate you guys hanging out with me today, and we will talk to you on the next time. My name is Donnie B. I am out of here. Peace.